On July 16, 1950, nearly 200,000 fans filled Brazil's greatest stadium, already believing history had been written. The newspapers celebrated before the match even began. Across Brazil, people were preparing for a national celebration. Brazil needed only one draw to lift the World Cup for the very first time. Their opponents, Uruguay, arrived quietly, carrying almost no expectations. No one imagined this single football match would become one of history's greatest shocks. Across the country, families gathered around radios, waiting to hear Brazil become champions. Children waved flags, streets were decorated, music filled the air, and celebrations had already begun. Inside the stadium, every heartbeat seemed louder than the roar of the crowd. The referee looked at his watch, lifted the whistle, and history was about to begin. Within 90 minutes, millions of dreams would either come true or be shattered forever. The opening whistle echoed across the giant stadium. Both teams started carefully, knowing every mistake could change history. Brazil controlled possession from the very beginning. Confident passes kept Uruguay under constant pressure. The roaring crowd grew louder every minute. Each Brazilian attack felt closer to a winning goal. Uruguay refused to lose confidence. Their defenders stayed calm, blocking every dangerous opportunity. Every tackle, every pass, and every save made the tension even greater. The first half became a battle of patience, discipline, and determination. Brazil attacked again, but every chance was met by stubborn resistance. Uruguay waited for the perfect moment. They knew one opportunity could change everything. As halftime approached, the scoreboard still showed no goals for either side. 45 minutes had already passed. The biggest football story was only beginning. Inside Brazil's dressing room, confidence remained high. The players believed their winning moment was finally coming. Across the hallway, Uruguay stayed calm. Their captain reminded everyone that the match was still alive. The second half began with even greater intensity. Every pass carried enormous pressure. Brazil pushed forward with wave after wave of dangerous attacks, forcing Uruguay to defend deeply. Then, in the 47th minute, the stadium suddenly erupted with joy. Brazil had scored. The crowd exploded into unforgettable celebrations, believing the trophy was theirs. Music echoed, people embraced, and countless voices shouted Brazil's name. But across the field, Uruguay refused to surrender despite the overwhelming noise. Their captain spoke quietly, asking everyone to ignore the crowd and believe in themselves. That brief conversation changed everything. The greatest comeback had quietly begun. Uruguay slowly began attacking again. Their confidence returned with every successful pass. Brazil suddenly realized the match was changing. Uruguay looked stronger with every passing minute. The once joyful crowd became unusually quiet. Every Uruguay attack brought growing anxiety. In the 66th minute, Uruguay finally found the opportunity they had been waiting for. A perfect cross reached Juan Schiaffino. He struck the ball without hesitation. The scoreboard now showed 1-1. Everything had changed completely. Silence spread across the stadium. The celebration had suddenly disappeared. Uruguay sensed their greatest chance. They attacked with fearless determination. Brazil tried desperately to regain control, but pressure was now on their shoulders. The final minutes were approaching fast. Nobody inside the stadium could predict the ending. With only minutes remaining, every attack became more dangerous, and every mistake could be fatal. Brazil pushed forward, searching desperately for the winning goal their nation expected. Uruguay defended bravely, winning every challenge with courage, patience, and belief. Then suddenly, Alcides Gigia broke free down the right wing again. Everyone expected another cross. Even Brazil's goalkeeper prepared for the pass. Instead, Gigia shocked everyone. He fired the ball straight toward the goal. The ball slipped past the goalkeeper. For one brief second, the entire stadium froze. Uruguay had scored. Against every expectation, they were now leading the World Cup final. Nearly 200,000 people fell into silence. It was a moment no one could believe. Brazil had only a few minutes left. History was about to change forever. Brazil launched one final attack, throwing every player toward Uruguay's goal. Every second felt like an eternity. The entire stadium held its breath in silence. Uruguay defended with incredible discipline. Every clearance brought them closer to history. The Brazilian supporters could hardly watch. Hope slowly faded from every face. The referee looked at his watch. Only moments remained before the final whistle. Then the whistle finally blew. The impossible had become reality. Uruguay were world champions. Against every prediction, they had conquered Brazil. Brazilian players stood motionless. Some stared at the empty ground in disbelief. The stadium that had expected celebration became one of the quietest places on earth. Football history would forever remember this unforgettable match as the Maracanazo. For Brazil, the defeat felt far greater than losing a football match. Many supporters could not believe what they had just witnessed with their own eyes. Some people cried. Others remained silent, unable to find the right words. The victory parade prepared for Brazil would never take place that day. Across Uruguay, the celebrations continued throughout the entire night. The underdogs had defeated the strongest team on the biggest stage. Around the world, newspapers called it one of football's greatest upsets. The match would soon receive a name remembered for generations. People simply called it the Maracanazo, a match that changed football forever. But for many, the emotional scars would remain for decades to come. For years, Brazil carried the painful memory of that unforgettable afternoon. Many players blamed themselves for a defeat they could never forget. Goalkeeper Moacir Barbosa became the face of Brazil's greatest heartbreak. Many unfairly believed he alone had cost Brazil the World Cup. Years later, Barbosa sadly said, "In Brazil, the maximum sentence is 30 years. But I have lived with this punishment for my entire life." His words captured the pain that millions still remembered. Meanwhile, Uruguay's heroes became national legends almost overnight. Their courage proved that belief could defeat even impossible odds. The Maracanazo became more than a football match. It became history. Even today, football fans still speak about that unforgettable afternoon in 1950. Historians continue to study the match, searching for the moments that changed everything forever. Many believe Uruguay's greatest weapon was never skill alone, but unshakable confidence. While Brazil played with expectation, Uruguay played with absolute freedom. That difference changed the match and ultimately football history itself. The Maracanazo became a lesson that victory is never guaranteed. Every generation of football supporters has heard this incredible story. Not because Brazil lost, but because hope can change in a single moment. Football is more than 90 minutes. Sometimes it becomes part of history forever. And no match has ever carried more emotion than the Maracanazo. Brazil eventually rose again, turning heartbreak into determination. The painful defeat inspired future generations to dream bigger and fight even harder. 8 years later, Brazil finally returned to the World Cup with a new purpose. This time, they carried the lessons learned from Maracanazo. Their victory in 1958 helped heal a nation's broken heart. Yet even then, people still remembered that silent afternoon inside Maracanã. Some matches create champions, others create lasting legends. The Maracanazo became more than a final. It became a symbol that football can surprise the entire world. Because in football, nothing is decided until the final whistle is blown. More than 7 decades later, the Maracanazo remains one of football's greatest stories. Every World Cup brings back memories of that unforgettable summer afternoon in Brazil. New generations continue discovering the match that changed football forever. Brazil never forgot the painful defeat. Uruguay never forgot their greatest triumph. Both nations became forever connected by 90 unforgettable minutes inside one legendary stadium. Football teaches us that confidence, courage, and belief can overcome impossible odds. One match, one goal, one unforgettable moment that changed football forever. History remembers the winners, but it also remembers those who never gave up. The Maracanazo will always remain one of football's greatest historical moments. Some matches end with a champion, but only a few become eternal legends.